знай. Проксити. Так ты. Папа. Kulet kehu. Henke hel. Kostige edemning. Og genlakkes for. Lad huwe de lakkes for. Adonai. Adonai. Kiva. Kuulemist maari Misha. Rabba tiptena. Timur.
All right, I want to give all glory and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, the elect, beginning with the 144,000, as well as the rest of the 1/3 men, women, and children of the elect fold. Shalom. Welcome back to another lesson. This is going to be some Passover thoughts, betrayal and Strait gate. As today I've been just kind of meditating on the Passover, doing some reading, doing some cleaning. The Passover is this evening, and about 2,000 years ago, this is what our Lord and Savior, Hamashiach Yahushua, was dealing with, around this time. The stress, the anxiety of knowing that, what he came to the earth to do, which was be that sacrifice, that lamb without blemish, be betrayed, and given to the enemy by his own people to be a sacrifice for the sins of the nation of Israel. Right. And I just want to highlight a few things, or just, speak, do what's on my spirit right now. Let's get Leviticus 23, because again, this is the Passover, Leviticus 23:5. The Lord, King James KJV, in the 14th day of the first month at evening is the Lord's Passover. All right, and this is the 14th day of the first month. The first month was 14 days ago. And we do that according to the lunar calendar. We pay attention to the moon. That's how time is supposed to be paid attention to, through the moon and through the phases of the moon that lets you know where you at in that month. And then you have the new month according to the new moon. That's what the word moon means in the Hebrew, chadash, which means month. New moon, new month. So 14 days from the new moon, brings us here to where we at today. And at the evening, this is the time of the Lord's Passover, which the original Passover in the Bible was, in the time of Egypt, where we had to put the blood on the doorpost of the lamb's blood on the doorpost, the lamb's blood, so that we can be passed over when the Lord sent the death angel through to smite the firstborn of every Egyptian and everyone who didn't have the doorpost blood. And then the Lord, and then, the Pharaoh and them let us out, and then stirred them up to come after us. And the Lord did a mighty work, by delivering us from the hand of the Egyptians. Right. And then, of course, the Lord's Passover, where he had to deal with being betrayed, and he had to endure the Strait gate. Because as you saw in that clip, he had, his right-hand man, Peter, and I think that was James and John, or one of them with him. And they fell asleep, and they kept going to sleep. And I was reading the different accounts, but I wanted to get the account in Mark the 14th chapter. And we can start at the top because that was a conspiracy to kill him. It says, Mark 14:1, after 2 days was the feast of the Passover and of unleavened bread. And the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might take him by craft and put him to death. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar of the people. And one thing, one of the elders of the Jim S. Dallas camp be always saying that, it's not going to be fair. What they did to Yahushua wasn't fair. They was lying. They was seeking counsel. It tell you in this chapter also they was providing false witness. They was bearing false witness, but their testimonies, their false testimonies wasn't lining up, so nothing was sticking. And the same thing could be expected to us, right? Because in this chapter, one of the girls said, "You one of the ones that agree with his teachings," right? Let me find that. Yep. Mark 14 and 69. And a maid sought him again and began to say to him that stood by, "This is one of them," talking about Peter. And he denied it again. And a little after, they that stood by said again to Peter, "Surely thou art one of them, for thou art a Galilean, and thy speech agreeth thereto." But he began to curse and to swear, saying, "I know not this man of whom ye speak." Let me see what that's saying in another version. I'm gonna see if that mean what I think is meaning. All right, Mark 14 NLT. But Peter denied it again. A little later, some of the other bystanders confronted Peter and said, "You must be one of them because you are a Galilean." Yeah. Yep, that is YLT. And he was again denying, and after a little again, those standing there said to Peter, "Truly thou art one of them, for thou art also a Galilean, and thy speech is alike." Right? You sound like him, you speak like him, you like it says here, you agreeth thereto. Y'all on one accord. And that can be likened to us because like we say that the 144,000 is the house of David, right? House of David. David is Peter. Peter was, the head. So we all coming in that same thing. So as he entered into the straight gate first, Yahushua, same thing gonna apply to us. They gonna say, oh, they gonna start coming. And they gonna say, oh, you subscribe to them videos. You be liking those videos. You be listening to those videos. You be out there on them street corners, right? You one of them too. And, that's something we have to be ready for, right? Because get this, Yahushua was in the flesh. His spirit was willing, flesh was weak, but he endured. But it says here, only one can enter at a time through this. And Yahushua had to do it. That's why, the disciples kept falling asleep because he had to deal with that straight gate, solo. 2 Ezra 7 and 6, there's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. But only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one, so that there could but one man go there at once. Which is why Yahushua, even though he had the disciples and all that, in his darkest hour, it was just him and the Father. He had to go through what he went through alone. All right, he had to go through betrayal and straight gate. And as Paul told Timothy, which is for us today, that in the last days, betrayal will come. 2 Timothy 3, evil in the last days, right? This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous. Yeah, and this is all right now. Everybody is all about them. They're all about their following, all about their look, their image, what they have. You know, boasting on social media, boasting on the internet, wanting what other people have. You know, blasphemous, disobedient, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. Yes, it's artificial affection. It's all what Drake said, fake love. They be all on internet, prayer emojis, praying for you. Ain't praying for nobody. Man, these people ain't praying for nobody. You know, support you, sis, love you, all this fake communication is all online. Ain't nobody reaching out directly to somebody. You see somebody going through, you want to type, they going through something, you want to just type something, praying for you and your family. Nah, nigga, we need help. Reach out to me. You know what I mean? But it's all without natural affection. Truce breakers, false accusers. You see that? False accusers. So even then and now, because that's what happened with them, the chief priests and the authority, you know, at that time amongst the Jews, they were false accusers, fierce despisers of those that are good. And the key word here in verse 4 is traitors. Traitor, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. So traitors, people betraying you. And it's heavy because like I was watching Shayar from Dallas, and he said he had this word "yadai" in his mind. It just came out of nowhere, and he was meditating on the word "yadai" and why that come to his mind. And then as he was doing the lesson, he went into this word in the Hebrew, and it came to be "yadai." Well, when I was at work this week, a student had asked me something from an assignment. I'm going through it, and it was this word "traitor," and they thought it was trader as in trade, TRADER. And I was like, no, that's trader, like one who trades. The word that was there, he had to unscramble it, was trader, TRAITER, and it's heavy that's coming up right now, you know, in this lesson. That's one of the key words I wanted to highlight. Traitor, a person who betrays another person, a cause, or any trust. So people trust are going to be betrayed. People are going to be betrayed, man. A person who commits treason by betraying their country. And that's happening too. People are saying to hell with the U.S., Babylon. They trade, because it ain't just us is going to be, you know, believers is going to be betrayed. Everyone's going to be betrayed. No one is going to be able to trust anyone because, like it says in Matthew 24, iniquity would abound. You know, so the hearts of many will wax cold. So nobody's going to trust anybody. You know, the only people that have trust is us, and that's because we're united by the faith in the Lord. You know, the believers, but it's very few of us. Very few of us, right? So, you know, and going back to this account, Yahushua was taken, and then on top of that, like he knew, because it was prophesied, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall scatter. Everyone scattered. So in his darkest hour, a part of that strait, it was him being flat alone. They were asleep. They kept falling asleep. Then he said, okay, whatever. Then you know, then they here come Judas and them. They came in and he gave him that fake kiss. Then they apprehended him. Everybody ran, and then Peter was following from a distance. And then Peter started denying once he got called out. He started saying, "I don't know him. You know, I don't know him." Right? That was a hell of a thing. And then as I was reading also in this chapter or the next chapter, when they did get him, they started spitting on him. It said that they hit him with the palm of their hand. So meaning they were smacking him. You know, they started smacking him, spitting on him, mocking him, saying, prophesy unto us who hit you. You know, hitting them from all kind of angles, just straight disrespect. So that was a hell of a straight gate. And you know, just meditating on these things, man. This is heavy because the Lord is coming back. You know, he's coming back with a vengeance, and these things are not going to be unaddressed. You know, these same spirits and souls that said, you know, free Barabbas, free the murderer, and give us you know, the blood of this man, you know, Yahushua. He gonna come back for him. Revelation 1:7. All eyes shall see him, including those that pierced him. You know, he ain't came back yet. He will, but he will though. You know, very soon. And we always say that, you know, Lord willing, this is the last Passover. And the way it's looking, this is one of the last. If not the last, this is one of the last, because the signs are there. You look into the heavens, all type of things are happening as indicators in the, you know, amongst the suns and the moon and this blood moon, that lunar eclipse, this solar eclipse, that eclipse, this eclipse. devil's comment that the Most High about to wrap this thing up. You got that eclipse is pretty much making the path of an X on the United States. So Alpha and Omega, the first and the beginning and the end. X marks the spot. So just some thoughts I had in mind that I wanted to express. Prayer was edifying lesson. In closing, giving all glory and praise once more to Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, and until next time, I say shalom.